Hello and welcome to WindEurope 2026 here in Madrid, in the capital of Spain. And we are going to talk about the signal that this hosting is sending to the market and the other topics, of course. In this interview with Diana Barrios, she heads the membership team with Europe. Thank you for being with us today. How are you?
Well, yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. We are, very, very happy to be here in Madrid and, looking forward to seeing everyone getting connected and doing business together.
Yeah, the feedback have been amazing. Diana, my first question is for those that are not coming this year to Win Europe. What's the overall mood, and also what's the message the industry want to send to policymakers and also to the investors?
Well, there is a strong sense of determination here at the event. We can see an industry coming together with a sense of urgency, but also a sense of confidence that we have the technology already to replace fossil fuels with homegrown electricity. Electricity is today less than 25% of Europe's total energy consumption. And therefore, we call EU leaders to prioritize electrification, prioritize our citizens, our businesses, and our security by making electricity abundantly available. It flows to our homes and factories and is affordable.
Yeah.
But how do we do this? You make think. Yeah, that's
the
just
paper
so
to the reality.
exactly. So first, we need to scale up wind and solar. We need to fast track permitting for renewable projects. Second, we need to ensure supply reaches demand, clear grid congestion by prioritizing projects that are mature and are strategic, and invest in our grids. And third, we need to empower demand. We need to ensure that electricity is easy and is affordable. We need to remove taxes from electricity consumption, remove VAT from electric vehicles and heat pumps. Today in Europe, we pay more taxes on electricity than we pay on gas. This is no longer acceptable. So if governments do these three things, we can ensure that we deliver clean, abundant electricity to keep Europe competitive and resilient.
And I had to say that I love the slogan of from crisis to confidence. No, this is a slogan that have been repeated in the Congress for everybody who were speaking. Like, for example, the president of the government, Pedro Sanchez.
Exactly, indeed. So indeed, from crisis to confidence is the theme of the event. As I said before, we are confident that we have the technology ready to replace fossil fuels with homegrown electricity.
So hosting Win Europe in Madrid sent a message, no? So how does it say about the current situation or position of Spain in the European wind industry?
Spain is a core wind market. It has actually quite a good amount of installed capacity. It is the second in Europe with 33 gigawatts of installed capacity all onshore. It also has great potential for repowering because it has 20 gigawatts over 15 years old. This means that Spain could scale up wind fast without having to start from zero. But the problem is that permitting processes are too slow, too complex, and uneven across regions. This deters investor confidence. And then the other problem is that Spain still doesn't have an offshore wind framework. It's even with a great potential, with a long coastline, Spain still has not sorted this problem and is missing out. If Spain was to solve this situation, it could unlock a significant amount of investments and jobs. From a WindEurope perspective, Spain is also one of our most engaged members regions. We have members from across the entire value chain, from developers, suppliers, wind turbine manufacturers, ports, and many others. So it is a region with a strength. It has a lot to offer to the industry. So for us, it's a natural choice to choose Spain as as the venue for our annual events.
Well, thank you for that choice. So just say framework and for meeting, no? We're going to focus in that lines. And thank you for that overview. Let's move to the other question that we need to do is talk about geopolitical situation, no? Because the geopolitical situation is shaping our life. Is it reality? So how does it affect the conversation taking place here in the event?
Well, yeah, global events have shaped every conversation here. There is no way to hide from that, right? The war in Iran has reminded us that Europe's overdependence of imported fossil fuels is a problem, and we have the technology, as I said before, to replace fossil fuels with homegrown electricity. Is one of the crises, if not the biggest, that we are gonna see since the 1970s oil shocks. And we all remember what happened when Russia's invasion of Ukraine sent shock waves to oil markets. And what happened was that actually Europe chose to repower its economy and scale up wind and solar. And thanks to that, we are better prepared today. In fact, in countries like Spain, with high shares of renewables, the price of electricity is lower than in countries with less renewables. So that's already a good sign. But this crisis in the Middle East has reminded us that we are far from done. So we need to do whatever it takes to ensure Europe's competitiveness and resilience in these moments of crisis.
This is very important. So to finish this interview, I know that you have a lot of event ahead. You have to a lot of things. Diana, I want to know from your conversation and your perspective from the members of the association, what's the biggest challenge the industry is facing right now?
Our members have been very clear with the challenges the industry is facing, and I have alluded to some of them already. But everyone talks about permitting. Permitting, yeah, we need to solve that. If there are too many projects still awaiting approvals for realizing their projects. So the second biggest challenge is grids as well. So members don't know when their projects are going to be connected or what's the situation with future revenues as well, because if the grid is not expanded and reinforced. And the third challenge is investor confidence is very fragile. So poorly designed auctions, uncertainty around regulatory frameworks as well. It's making it difficult for companies to plan their projects and plan investments. But actually, this is one of the reasons why companies join WindEurope. So members actually are looking for that type of information to help them anticipate what's happening in regulation, how this may affect their returns. We also offer members with lots of market intelligence to precisely help them take better investment decisions. And we help them understand where markets are growing, where the risks are. And precisely this is what the value of WindEurope is. And you can see all this in action here at the event, here at our stand, at the conferences, and at the many activities happening around the exhibition.
Congratulations for this event and see you next year.
Thank you. See you next time.